Amazing facts about the moon that will blow your mind. Hi there, stargazers. Have you ever looked up at the moon and wondered what secrets it's been hiding for billions of years? Is it just a lifeless, glowing rock, or is there so much more to it? In today's video, we're uncovering 25 amazing and mind-blowing facts about the moon, a magical world right above our heads that's way more fascinating than you might think. Sit back, grab your space helmets, imaginary ones work just fine, and let's dive into the moon's mysteries. The moon wasn't always there. In fact, 4.5 billion years ago, a massive collision between Earth and a rogue planet, known as Theia, created a huge explosion. The debris from this catastrophic event came together to form the moon we see today. Imagine our calm, glowing friend being born out of absolute chaos. Incredible, isn't it? Speaking of 4.5 billion years ago, did you know the moon is about the same age as our entire solar system? That means it's seen every little thing that's happened here on Earth, including the rise and fall of dinosaurs, and even the very first humans gazing up at it. The moon has been quietly observing us for ages. Here's a crazy fact. The moon is slowly leaving us. Every year, it drifts about 3.8 centimeters, or roughly the width of your fingernail, away from Earth. Don't worry though, it'll take millions of years for the drift to make a noticeable difference. But it makes you wonder, what will Earth look like without the moon? The next time you're sitting by the ocean, take a moment to think about this. The moon's gravitational pull is what creates the tides. Without the moon, our oceans would be eerily still, and life as we know it might never have come to be. This quiet celestial body isn't just floating around, it's shaping our world in ways we don't even think about. The moon doesn't shine on its own. Instead, it acts as a giant mirror, reflecting light from the sun. But here's the interesting part. Depending on its angle to the Earth and sun, we only see certain portions of the moon illuminated. That's why we have those beautiful phases, like the crescent moon, or the stunning full moon. You've probably heard about the dark side of the moon. Sounds mysterious, doesn't it? The truth is, there is no actual dark side. The moon rotates at the same rate it orbits the Earth, which means we always see the same face. The so-called dark side is really just the far side, which gets just as much sunlight as the side we see. Here's something mind-blowing. Just like we have earthquakes, the moon has its own version, moonquakes. These tremors are caused by the moon's crust expanding and contracting, or even the gravitational pull of Earth. They're much weaker than earthquakes, but they're proof that the moon isn't as still as it looks. If you think Earth's weather is extreme sometimes, wait until you hear this. Temperatures on the moon can swing wildly, from boiling hot during the day, over 120 degrees or 248 degrees, to freezing cold at night, as low as 180 or 292 degrees. Pack some serious clothing if you ever plan to visit. Believe it or not, some craters at the moon's poles are colder than Pluto. These permanently shadowed regions never see sunlight, and temperatures can drop to an astonishing 248 degrees, 418 hours. It's one of the coldest places in our solar system, hiding mysterious ice deposits waiting to be explored. Did you know our astronauts brought back lunar dust during the Apollo missions? And get this, it has an odd smell, like burnt gunpowder. Scientists are still trying to figure out why it has that scent. It's almost as if the moon has its own mysterious personality. The moon has no atmosphere. That means there's no air, no wind, and no weathering. As a result, the surface of the moon is frozen in time. Footprints from astronauts could remain there for millions of years, completely untouched. It's like a chalkboard no one can erase. If you've seen moon videos, you've probably noticed astronauts bouncing along the surface. That's because the moon's gravity is just 1/6 of Earth's gravity. Imagine jumping 6 times higher than you can here on Earth. How cool would that be? Here's why we owe so much to the moon. It stabilizes Earth's axis. Without the moon's gravitational pull, Earth's tilt could waver wildly, causing dramatic climate changes. The moon is like Earth's invisible hand, keeping everything just right for life to thrive. The word moon has ancient roots. It comes from Old English mona and Latin luna, which were tied to myths and legends of gods and goddesses. The moon has captured human imagination for centuries, inspiring stories in every culture. Remember the Apollo astronauts who landed on the moon? Their footprints are still there, perfectly preserved. Because the moon has no wind or water to disturb its surface, those tracks remain as a memory of our first visit to another world. A lunar eclipse occurs when Earth blocks the sun's light and casts a shadow over the moon. It's one of the most stunning celestial events, and cultures throughout history have watched in awe, tying it to myths and omens. The moon goes through phases every month, from a bright full moon to a tiny crescent. These phases occur because of how the moon reflects sunlight toward Earth. It changes its appearance, almost like it's showing off a new face every night. The moon wasn't always as calm as it looks today. Long ago, volcanic activity shaped its surface, creating the dark plains known as Maria. These smooth, black areas are ancient lava beds, telling scientists stories of the moon's fiery beginnings. The moon has no atmosphere to protect it from meteors, which is why its surface is covered in craters. The largest one, the South Pole Aitken Basin, is over 2,500 kilometers wide. Imagine getting hit so hard that the scar stays forever. Ever noticed the dark, smooth spots on the moon? These are called Maria, which means seas in Latin. Ancient astronomers thought they were literal seas of water, but they're actually solidified lava from volcanic eruptions billions of years ago. In 2009, scientists discovered something amazing: water ice at the moon's poles. These frozen treasures are tucked away in the moon's darkest craters. In the future, they could be a valuable resource for astronauts exploring farther into space. The Apollo missions proved humans could walk on the moon. In 1969, Neil Armstrong took those famous steps and said, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." The moon became real, tangible, and more magical than ever. The moon has inspired incredible stories over the centuries. Some cultures believed it was a goddess, while others thought it controlled human behavior. Its pull on our imaginations is almost as strong as its pull on the tides. Ever noticed the moon looking unusually big and bright? That's a supermoon. It happens when the moon is closest to Earth in its orbit, making it appear larger and more luminous than usual. A true celestial treat. NASA, along with other space agencies, dreams of building a base on the moon. With its water ice and minerals, the moon could serve as a stepping stone for future missions to Mars and beyond. Who knows? Maybe one of you watching could be the first moon resident. So, there you have it. 25 incredible facts about the moon, each more mind-blowing than the last. The moon isn't just a lifeless rock. It's a storyteller, a protector, and a playground for wonder. Which moon fact surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to step outside tonight, gaze up at the sky, and remember, the moon is up there, full of secrets just waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, keep looking up, stay curious, and dream big.